Hello, my name's Madeline.
Hi, I'm Jayden.
Hi, I'm Jasmine.
Hi, I'm Jess.
The digital design and technologies topic that I'm interested in is the enhancing sustainability in a school setting. There is no way that they are monitoring what is being put into their bins. So, in saying that, maybe this is an authentic problem and this is something that we can look into.
So we've discussed all of our options and we've had a look at all of them, but we've decided to go with the option of enhancing sustainability in a school setting.
Yeah. Okay, so for the first stage, we need to look at empathize. So we need to discuss what our biggest problem is.
I think, as we were discussing earlier, our big main problem is most schools currently have the facilities to dispose of waste in a sustainable way using the three bin system, but students aren't being monitored when they're using this. So, and there's also no reward for good behaviour. So it's not really being used properly. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think also too, when we look at who we're empathizing with, I think this is important to take a whole school approach on, because with taking the whole school approach, we are ensuring that we're encouraging good sustainability behaviour from prep to six, and we're also ensuring that all students are being reinforced with the knowledge every year of waste and the importance of where it goes.
Yeah, it's really consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we're looking at what we want them to achieve, we're basically saying that all students throughout the whole school have the knowledge and skills required to use bins appropriately. Yes?
Yeah. Adding on to that, like I think that we need to teach students where waste and recycling goes, so that we can develop their understanding of why it actually is important that they use the correct bin.
After many Zoom meetings, our group decided that our main problem was that many schools are currently provided with the three bin system. However, after being initially provided with the information on how to use these bins, many students are still not using them properly because they are not being monitored or assisted in making correct choices on a daily basis.
So we've come up with our problem statement, and I think we're going to agree on that. So now we need to come up with some ideas of how to solve that issue. So I was thinking we could possibly create an app of some sort where students can log in rubbish that they're regularly disposing of at school, such as apple cores or plastic wrap, and then it'll tell them which bin to put that in. So then if they're ever unsure, they can just check their app and know how to recycle sustainably. What about you guys? What were you thinking?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I was having the idea of putting posters around the school to help raise just awareness. So when kids are walking around the school, they see these posters, um, which can help encourage students to actually recycle and use the correct bins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thought.
cool. I had an idea of possibly putting or making some sort of like a sticker to put on the bins around the school, just to show the students what goes in each bin. For example, like on the green waste bin, you could have a picture of like a banana peel, an apple core. On the general waste, you could have like some plastic rubbish, and then on the recycling bin, you could have some pictures of like paper and cardboard and things like that.
Well, I was kind of thinking we need to go back to what Jayden was saying last time we caught up about educating them on where it needs to go because of where it goes after it's been put in a bin. So I was thinking, like, what if we created like a scanning system that if when a child goes to a bin, it's there for them to use and they scan their item, and then it would tell them what bin it goes in, why, and for example, like where it's going to go after it's been in that bin. So say, for example, like I had a plastic milk bottle, the scanning system would say, okay, it goes in the recycling bin, and it's going to go to a recycling plant where it'll get sorted and made into something else.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, just like so that we're educating them about why, not just necessarily this is what you're doing.
Yeah, good idea.
We then decided to assign roles so each of us could go away and create some more ideas and do some research that could help us to create our prototype.
All right, guys, so we need to discuss what our prototype is going to involve.
Yep, so we all agreed on doing a scanning system that can be attached to the bins.
Yep.
I was thinking the technology we could use for this machine would be kind of similar to an airport scanner. When they scan your luggage, you detect what materials are in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
All right. So if you want to look that up, Jazz, I think we need to also include about where different sorts of waste goes. Like that's going to be a main part of our system too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that green waste creates a lot of methane gas, so maybe we should look into where all of that waste goes and possibly how much that methane gas contributes to our overall methane gas pollution.
Yep. And I know that Vizzy does the recycling for our council. It could be all of Victoria too. But I know that our recycling goes and gets sorted and then created into other things.
Yeah. Maybe we should also look into as well just the technology behind the self-serve scanners on top of the airport scanners too.
Jayden then drew up a prototype of what our bin scanner could look like. It included where the rubbish could be placed, 2 scanners, and how it could be attached to the bin using screws.
Okay, so obviously because of Corona, we can't actually test these, but I think that we should have a bit of a chat about what we think would happen if we implement it into a school. So I can kind of see that if we did really implement it, like kids would be wanting to just scan everything, even if they knew what bins that went in, because it's just like fun and new and exciting.
Yeah, so I think students at first could be a little bit confused as well with like what they really have to do and the whole reading about where rubbish goes and this and that. But then after, a while, I think they'd enjoy scanning the rubbish and learning about where it all goes.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to achieve our goal of teaching them to correctly dispose of waste. But I think also it's going to teach them about sustainability as a whole, which is obviously really positive.
Yeah, I think in general as well, because it'll be something new for the students. Like, it's just going to help raise awareness, like around the whole topic of disposing waste correctly, and it will mean that more rubbish will end up in the correct bins because students are actually paying more attention to the process.
Yeah, and I think that might flow on to like students' households too. So maybe they're taking it from school and they're
Yeah.
going to implement it in their homes and sort of like educate their parents too.